there, my name is Megan and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing the Finally Fall book tag. This is one of my favorite book tags to do. I do this every year and it's just nice to soak in the fact that fall is here. It is definitely one of my favorite times of the year. I will definitely put links in the description box below to my previous videos if you want to check them out, because I do try and obviously get different answers for the prompts as previous years. But before we go ahead and get on into the tag, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as the little bell icon to keep you notified every time I post new bookish videos. I post new content every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. Prompt number 1, in the fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. I'm going to go with Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. I read this, I think, earlier this year, and it is about a girl who grew up in a traveling carnival. And this girl was born without eyes, but she is able to see, which is really bizarre. But I really love any type of setting that has to do with carnivals. The creepier, the better, and this one definitely didn't disappoint. I do have a full review for it. I'll link that up in the cards if you're interested in checking it out. But the author, Amanda Foody, just did an awesome job with developing this atmosphere of this carnival. She incorporated the different types of people that participate in this freak show that our main character hosts. She talks about the different foods that they eat. It's very carnival-y food, and just the smells that immerse everything. She discusses the shows that she goes to see, and just all the elements that you can think of for a carnival or a circus are incorporated in this book. And it was very, very vivid. And if you're a person like me that really enjoys stories that have to do with carnivals, then I would suggest reading this. Prompt 2 is nature is beautiful but dying in the fall. Name a book that is beautifully written but deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. And I'm going to have to go with the last trilogy of Robin Hobb's in her Farseer universe, the Fitz and the Bull trilogy. This is the third book, Assassin's Fate. So we all know that Robin Hobb has absolutely beautiful prose and is just so talented at creating worlds and developing characters that are real and relatable. And there are so many elements of this series that have to do with grief and losing a loved one or losing an opportunity in life, the death of a child, the death of a parent, the death of a lover. All of these different things are addressed, I think, in the third trilogy the most. And parts of this series definitely pulled at my heartstrings and made my heart break a little bit. Once you have read the entire Realm of the Underlings, I feel like you are so invested in Fitz's life and what he's been through that when you come to the last book in the series, like, it just hurts even more because you know his backstory. Prompt 3 is fall is back to school season. Tell me a book that taught you something new. And honestly, I haven't been doing the best with reading any nonfiction lately. I read a couple of teacher-related books earlier in the year, but I think I've just read 2 or 3 nonfiction books this year. I read 2 teaching books, and then I read The Case for Christ by Lee Strobel, so I guess I'll go with that. You know, what I really enjoyed about The Case for Christ was that when Lee Strobel was originally interviewing all of these people to verify the accuracy of the historical elements in the New Testament, he went in as a skeptic because he did not believe any of it, and he was purposely going in with everything possible to try and dismantle the arguments that these people had. And I really like that he went in as the devil's advocate, because he had that background knowledge to refute everything that these scholars were saying. And he was really, really objective in his analysis of the information that these scholars gave him about all the different elements of the New Testament. And he was so convinced by what was revealed to him that, you know, he changed his point of view. So I feel like personally, that's why I enjoyed that book so much, is because Lee Strobel originally went in with the opposite view in mind, the opposite side of the argument, and that he was truthful and reporting what he found, you know, just being objective and unbiased because he didn't believe, you know, anything in the New Testament. So I'm gonna have to go with The Case for Christ. Prompt number 5 is, in order to stay warm, it's good to spend time with the people we love. Name a friend group or something similar in a book that you'd want to be a part of. And I'm actually going to choose the group of the Rocinante from the Expanse series, especially in this book, because we have Alex, Amos, Naomi, and Holden. And there's just 4 of them, but I'm at the part in this book where they all kind of go their separate ways, because different things are happening that they have to deal with in their life, and they're not really on any type of mission. And it's not like they're separating because they're angry, they just have things they have to take care of. This group is so incredibly close, and Naomi is even talking to Holden about possibly hiring more people for the crew of the Rocinante because 4 isn't enough. And, Holden is like, well, we're an expert crew. We run like a well oiled machine. We know each other so well. And like, I've just never been part of, I guess, a group that has been that close. So it really like struck me as, aw, they really do love each other. And I think I would like to be a part of their group just because they are so close. Prompt 6 is the colorful leaves are piling up. Show us a pile of fall colored spines. Alrighty, here we are. So we got Solaris by Stam Salem. We have House of Root and Ruin by Aaron A. Craig, Electric Kingdom by David Arnold, Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis, and The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Audier. We have some nice reds and oranges in here, a little bit of mauve. So definitely fall colors. Prompt number 7, fall is the perfect time for telling a story. Fireside, give us a book in which someone is telling a story. And I'm going to go with the Covenant of Steel series by Anthony Ryan. I just finished The Trader about 2 weeks ago, and I did post a review for it. I'll link that up in the cards if you're interested in checking it out. But in this, Alwyn is actually addressing the reader. He is recounting all of the events that happened to him that led up to his current point in life. And he starts from the beginning. And he is chronicling his life. And I absolutely enjoyed that narrative style. I felt like it worked really well in this book, and he's just telling us his story. Prompt 8 is The Nights Are Getting Shorter. Give us a dark, creepy read, and I'm going to go with Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I do have a full review for this. I'll link it up in the cards for you guys. The reason that I think that this book is creepy is that it follows a girl that can essentially see death and interact with death, and it is a very much Grim Reaper type being. And you're also dealing with a girl that's investigating the poisoning or the murder by poisoning of her aunt. And her cousin is now being poisoned also by someone in the house. So the whole thing is just downright creepy that there's murder, there's poisoning, there's a continued poisoning, and then you have a girl that has a magical ability to literally interact with death itself, and she can actually thwart death too. So she has that ability. So there's just a lot of creepiness to this. It's not necessarily scary, but it's very atmospheric. And additionally, it also takes place in like this large, creepy old manor. So it has that aspect to it, which I absolutely love. So just due to atmosphere alone, this would definitely be a great book to read in the fall time. Prompt 9 is that fall is my favorite season, so name a book series that I'd like to return to soon. And believe it or not, I was actually considering rereading the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. Yes, I own this entire trilogy. I'm just too lazy to get up and go grab it from the other shelf. But I don't know why. I just had this inkling to read it. It's been years and years since I've read it, and I just enjoy his work so much. And a lot of his, obviously, books that are part of the overall Cosmere incorporate elements from every single world, and I'm just starting to not remember things that happen from the Mistborn trilogy and on Scadrial and all the lore that has to go with that. So it just would be nice to reread that because I feel like it's a foundational part of his Cosmere books. I don't know when I'm going to do this, but it's definitely been in the forefront of my mind. All right, you guys, that is it for the Finally Fall book tag. Let me know in the comments your answers to any of these prompts, and I will see you all in another video soon. Goodbye.